She's dead. Wrapped in plastic.
Welcome to the Twin Peaks podcast.
Damn good coffee. And hot. Would everyone please take a seat?
Welcome everyone to episode 17 of the Twin Peaks podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Brad.
I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Evan.
Hey Evan.
Yay!
You guys might want to hold your applause for the end. I don't know if I've earned it.
We have to wait to see if you perform first. So Evan is the host of the podcast called This Podcast Contains Spoilers, which covers a wide range of topics. And your podcast was actually one of the only things I came across before I made this podcast that had to do with Twin Peaks. I was looking for a Twin Peaks podcast. There was nothing devoted solely to Twin Peaks, but you had a single episode devoted to it, and that's the best I could find. But I listened to it, and it was very good.
Thank you. I'm glad that I could be the best in absence of better options. That does explain how you got the name The Twin Peaks Podcast, because when you emailed me about it, I was like, you said you have The Twin Peaks Podcast, and I go, okay, what's the name of it? I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I figured we're first, might as well grab it up.
It's like my show. I went with something super obvious, and sure enough, nobody had taken it, because it's so obvious.
All right, you got your summary all lined up, Brett?
Oh, yes, I do. This is Season 2, Episode 9, Arbitrary Law. And then there's a giant space where a summary would usually be. What? There's nothing there.
Really?
Maybe.
Now, if you'd like, I can read you a summary of an episode of the A-Team.
Sure.
Okay, let's find Season 2, Episode 9 of the A-Team.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, Season 2, Episode 9, Labor Pains. While dodging the relentless Colonel Decker, the A-Team helps a group of migrant farm workers who suffer the abusive actions of a ruthless landowner.
Really?
I do have the Netflix episode summary for
Okay,
the
let's...
Twin Peaks episode.
Actually, Brad, don't you usually read the Netflix?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. There's nothing here on mine.
I have it.
All right.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Does-
awesome.
Netflix doesn't like you, Brad.
It's maybe just on this Roku box.
You can read it if you want, Evan.
Okay, because it's a doozy.
Oh.
Cooper asks Truman for 24 hours to prove who murdered Laura Plamer.
That's even... Aw. Is that better?
I don't know.
The plot gets even more devious.
Yeah. There's a new murder.
Oh no, the Plamer family too.
Wayland Plamer is one of my favorite characters.
So this episode starts out with the slow-mo walk. And my question about that is, who's the sexiest when walking in slow-mo?
No, it starts with the Maddie in a plastic bag, and then...
No, technicalities.
Well, you did say first, and
Yeah, okay. The first note I have.
the first thing after the other thing.
Yeah. So who's the sexiest in slow-mo?
I think it's, I have a different question, which is why did you look at Maddie in a plastic bag and then think of sex?
No reason.
By the way, the answer is Hawk.
It's, yeah, true.
It was
Sorry.
it reminded me of Kill Bill, though. It was very... I could just hear the Kill Bill theme song as they...
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. As they were walking.
Yeah, and there's an explosion behind them that they don't look at.
Yeah.
But this episode is directed by Tim Hunter, and he seems to use a lot of different shots that other directors haven't been using, and it's very clearly somebody's style. He uses slow-mo, up shots, crane shots.
A lot of skewed angles.
Yeah, Dutch tilts, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I think about it. I think I like it. But so
I'm so happy to see Albert again.
That was my first note, was Albert.
hooray! It's only a couple hours drive, isn't it, from Twin Peaks to Seattle. They've established it.
Well, it depends on traffic, I guess. But yeah, that's usually what I get.
Yeah, we're happy Albert is back.
He actually cares in this scene.
Yeah.
He wants justice.
Throughout this whole episode, he seems like a different person. He's still cool, but
Well, he scoffs when they're at the bar.
yeah.
And that's typical Albert, but for the most part, he just seems like really disturbed by this.
Yeah.
He's a human.
Oh, yeah, we find out, yeah.
He's kind of almost switched roles with Harry, because Harry's all up in Cooper's face now. And, yeah, Albert's the one who's supporting him and being like, go with your gut.
Yeah. I'm liking Harry more and Albert less.
Yeah, I liked Albert before, but
I think it's weird that Cooper asked for 24 hours. In a murder investigation, that first 24 hours is kind of important.
did he want them to lay off the murder investigation entirely for 24 hours?
Well, no, I mean, he's just asking to keep it quiet.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's taking all... He's got Hawk working with him. He's got Harry. I guess Andy's pursuing the case, maybe? Well, not really, because he's off with Dick Tremaine and Lucy. So who's working on the case? All the resources are going to Cooper's wacky hijinks.
Yes, all 4 resources.
Hawk is like worth 50.
That's true.
So they found strands of fox fur in her right hand.
Mm.
He made good use out of that pocket fox fur.
Yeah. Yeah, and that comes back later, and it's just all the evidence points towards Ben Horne in the entire episode.
So where did the fox fur come from?
From that stuffed fox in Ben Horne's office.
Right. When did Leland get it?
He grabbed it in a couple episodes ago.
Okay.
He was sitting in Ben's office, and he just kind of started picking at the fox fur, and then Ben caught him, and Leland just stuffed it in his pocket, as if nothing had happened.
No reason why.
Yeah, no reason why. It was just really crazy. He was just kind of looking at the fox fur, and then he just stuffed it in his pocket.
Well, Leland was playing an adventure game, and
Yes.
you always pick everything up.
Yeah. Scavenger hunt.
I should probably call Leland Leland Bob or Bob Leland or
LeBob.
LeBob.
LeBob
Yeah,
is what you said
LeBob.
last
That's what
time,
we
but-
decided. Yeah,
Squirrely peasant LeBob.
LeBob. I also wrote down that Cooper doesn't quite know where to go with all this. He's not sure in which direction he should be headed now.
Yeah, he's finally
He's kind of stuck.
at a loss for something to do here.
Yeah.
But then Hawk says, just follow. And I think that means follow me.
Oh, I thought that he was just trying to give everyone else bad advice so that he could look like the good cop and everyone else would just be like, sucky.
Nice.
It is, I think, the only time that people encourage Cooper to do, like, crazy esoteric investigations.
Yes, yeah. Well, yeah, except for Harry. Harry's against him now.
Right. Well, Harry doesn't have a whole lot to say in that scene.
Well, it's like really because they're not making any other plans. He's kind of like, all right, Cooper, we got real. I don't know about all this crazy stuff. But he's not putting out another plan.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all they've got to go with.
Yeah. Next is a Donna and James smooshy scene. Yeah. It seems to be that they're saying something about sex last night was great. I don't know.
I find that it seems like last night, quote unquote, was apparently a religious experience because the lighting in that scene is very church-like. The music is very church-like. So it must have been really good something. I don't know.
I didn't even realize they were in the diner at first.
It looked like a church.
Is that the diner or is it a different diner?
Yeah.
It was
Oh.
weird. It was like early morning kind of.
But the thing is, then like the next shot, we go over to the counter and it looks completely different.
Yeah.
This is just one really weird corner of the diner we've never seen before.
You go over there, you might never come back.
They're over in the soft focus corner,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just for special occasions. You have to reserve that actually like months in advance.
Oh yeah. I got you this ring. I didn't know what size your finger was, so I guess this'll do. Are you posing? What's happening?
The thing that got me in that scene was he gives her the ring and says, "I just think we should be together all the time." And I just thought, wait, aren't you already?
It's called a forever ring.
Do not accept one of those from James Hurley.
You know what though? I must say in this episode, I didn't think they were so bad.
No?
No, I thought that the characters were a little more, a little less annoying, I guess.
So
They were.
So you prefer them to be
I just
like,
found they were
happy and
no.
content?
They just found like they were more like their lines were a little more well written. It wasn't so
Okay.
much like oh James, you
It
know.
moved faster.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's the big thing.
the engine sounded like 1,000 people singing.
Not that line, but
Oh, okay.
just in general, it seemed like they didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just writing myself in a corner here.
Never try to defend Donna and James.
No, I just
You cannot succeed.
for some reason I didn't mind them so much, and maybe it's because they actually had real conflict this time.
Mm.
I don't know.
Maybe you're just getting a little soft.
Well, I will say, I think that their scenes, well, I still felt the same to me. At least they moved pretty fast.
Yeah, that might be what it was. But I don't know. I kind of didn't mind Donna so much in this episode because they actually gave her something to do.
Yes.
Which, yeah. Anyways, there I explained myself. It only took 5 minutes.
What's
She
up?
does go to the police right away
Mm.
later. So
Yeah,
that was
that
progress
was a nice
for Donna.
change of pace too.
What's next?
Oh, Norma's mother is insane.
Why do you say that?
Well, she's just there. She's like, this is the worst omelet I've ever eaten. Well, why are you at my diner?
Out.
You know, you can make a better omelet if you use these ingredients. Yeah, I ain't got those. What do you want? Get out of my diner.
That scene has one of the shots I was talking about. It's like a crane shot. It's like above her.
Yeah, so you don't get to see the soup of the day.
Yeah. There's no soup watch today.
No.
They probably wrote a different soup every time they filmed an episode, but they probably didn't always get on camera,
No.
which is unfortunate.
It is.
So, and Andy is reciting Harold's Death Note really, really badly.
Yeah.
He's saying I have a lonely friend. That's what he's saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Ami is friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would be his lonely friend?
His sperms.
Some little guy in there.
But what a guy.
It's super creepy with him just reciting that over and over.
Yeah, why is he doing that?
Oh,
She's probably trying to learn French to impress Lucy.
Oh.
that makes sense.
J'ai un homme solitaire. It means I love you.
What if he's possessed by Harold Smith?
Oh no.
He's gonna start like hiding, writing.
They probably.
journals.
He was probably just trying to solve the case on his own, and that's all he could like focus on.
At least he's trying.
Yeah.
The only one.
Solving the case of a suicide? Do you do that?
That's Andy style.
That would be awesome though.
I know who did it. Harold Smith killed himself in his house with the noose.
Oh, that fits it perfectly. Oh.
Oh man. Good work, Andy. Commendation. They would do it too.
Yeah.
Later on this season, the ceremony for that commendation would be an entire episode.
Yes.
When Donna comes over there, he's like, "What are you saying? She is a huge bitch."
I know.
Like, I mean, he is a police officer. Granted, he's Andy, but still, calm down.
It's a matter of urgency, Brad.
Is it?
It's something else for her and James to investigate.
Mm.
She's got the mystery itch again.
Oh no.
She realizes that they have nothing in common again, so they need to.
Wait,
Wait, we're getting along.
Gotta
Sorry,
ruin it.
can we come back just a second to the fact you just said Donna has the mystery itch?
Sure.
James!
Come on.
Well, if he was with Laura at any point,
Yeah.
he would have gotten a mystery. So,
I think the entire town has the mystery.
Oh no.
uh,
Okay, so then Donna and Coop go over to the old lady's house, and she's not there.
or she is, but it's not her.
Different old lady.
Different Mrs. Tremont.
So Brad and Caitlin, what does that make you think?
It's all a conspiracy.
It's aliens.
What if,
It's
I
that-
feel like this whole block is just like moving through time in weird directions.
Oh, so you think maybe they're from a different time?
Because I stand by that. I always thought Harold seemed like he was out of place with his ridiculous suspenders and crazy outfit.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say this whole block of town is just moving slower, faster, backwards, I don't know.
Okay.
It's just a shifty block in Twin Peaks.
Is that one of your theories that you were tweeting about?
No, we'll get to those.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't see those.
I actually, something about that old lady. She's pretty sassy for this rustic setting. Like, she's saying, like, doll. Also, I mean, she gives Donna that page from Laura's diary. And one thing I noticed was that while Donna is reading it and talking to Cooper, Andy is doing some incredible background work.
Oh? What was he doing?
Well, he was just reacting really well, and I kind of forgot that he was just the guy speaking terrible French to his pie.
I didn't pay too much close attention to him besides looking at him every once in a while to see if he had broken into tears yet, but...
There were no crimes around.
Yeah. So you think he did a good acting job there?
I thought he did good.
Yeah, because that guy, he's not
actor.
really even an actor, I think we mentioned before.
He was the limo driver, wasn't he?
Yeah, he drove David Lynch around in a limo one time or something, and then he got cast. Not sure how, but... So?
I find it weird that she says, I was gonna turn these in. You were going to win.
Yeah.
After she checked them for money.
Yes.
Yeah, she never would have turned those in.
Yeah. And how many times are we gonna find a new diary or a new part of Laura's diary?
Well, after this, I don't think they'll be too relevant, if they do find any.
Good.
So yeah, Cooper's dream is written in the diary. Laura had the exact same dream. How's that possible?
That's impossible.
Yeah, exactly. It is, Andy. Have any theories written up on that one? Or is...
Theory needed? It's Twin Peaks. That's what happens.
Yeah. Who's got the next thing that happens?
Mike's not doing so well.
Yeah.
Give him his meds.
He's drying up and he's withering away.
He basically said he's dying, yeah.
Yeah.
And Cooper's like, I don't care.
I need clues.
Give me something cryptic to go on.
Why doesn't he just come out and tell him? He's like, you have all the clues you need. But I'm not going to tell you anything.
He just can't. It's the way he is.
Yeah.
I know why.
Why?
Because he wants Cooper to let him die so that one of these evil owl spirits can get up in Cooper.
As revenge for keeping him prisoner?
I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those things where Cooper Cooper is too pure for them to take over. So they let Cooper kill the one-armed man. Then he's got a guilty conscience. Then bam, they can be Cooper.
You think Mike is actually nefarious?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
He used to be bad, so still has the ability to become bad.
So they both knew the giant. He's known to them.
Yeah, what does that mean?
To me, they're all just from the spirit world. And none of them, the giant or Bob or Mike, speak straightforward. And that's probably just like a rule of the spirit world.
Yeah.
Because they know more and they can see more than these mortals. So, I don't know.
They're just like toying around with us.
It's like that Next Generation episode, Darmok. They speak entirely in metaphors. It's just a language barrier, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's possible they're just so alien that the closest translation to English of what they're actually saying is just cryptic-ass mysteries.
I love it's like the last thing he says in the scene is like so much responsibility.
Yeah, what's that mean?
Who has the response? Is he saying Cooper has so much responsibility, or he has so much responsibility? Maybe he has responsibility in not being able to divulge information.
Yeah, it would work either way, but I'm not sure what she meant.
He also mentions that the answer is not in his head, but in his heart.
In his aorta.
Aorta. In that something about a golden circle.
Circles.
This episode has a lot of rings in it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we get the old waiter again. He keeps showing up when there's a giant around or Mike is around. And he's just a weird guy. Did you write anything about him in this scene?
I just wrote his quote down.
Okay. He gives thumbs up number 13 in any case. We're up to 13. Unless my count is off, but I don't think it is. Next, what's somebody else got next?
So there's this sprinkler guy that's fixing the sprinklers in the sheriff's office.
Yeah.
And then he listens into the sperm conversation.
The sperms conversation.
Yes, sperms.
Everyone finds that a fascinating conversation.
Yes. I think Lucy loves it when Andy gets high on testosterone. She gets all hot and bothered.
Sorry. I was hoping that Andy was going to challenge Dick to a duel.
So was she.
Yeah, she was like, ooh,
Ooh.
baby, ooh.
And then she was so disappointed when he became all sheepish.
He'll never be what
Yes.
you really want him to be, Lucy.
Let's move on to the great Ben and Tojimura confrontation.
Oh, I love it.
You guys thought you had seen the last of Kissing Feet.
Oh my goodness, don't make me think about it.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello? Can you hear us?
Brad.
Let's
I
type.
can hear you now.
Oh. Man. Stuff is screwed.
It's Skype trying to force me to install things.
Do you want to hang up and install real quick, or?
No, it's just it was trying to open up a window, and then I think I've gotten rid of it now.
Okay.
Sorry, so sorry.
Technology hates you.
Yeah. So
Jeez. You're cutting out again.
Sounds like he died.
okay, I'm here. I'm here.
Yes.
I just want to make one joke about Catherine.
Okay.
So Catherine and the smoked cheese foot.
What is going on?
I'm hanging up.
You got your joke out, and then I heard a scream and it. Let's hang up on Brad and then call him back.
I don't think you should edit this episode at all.
No, let's just keep it
Oh,
all.
it sounded really weird.
Yeah, it sounded weird. He's like, here's my joke about Catherine, and then.
The robot owls got him.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Oh, he's back.
He got back in on his own. I didn't even invite him.
Swoop.
What do you think about this smoked cheese foot, Caitlin?
I can't even comment. Thinking about it just makes me want to puke.
That might
But
be
now
a-
I'm actually really thinking about cheese, and I really want some.
I think smoked cheese foot is a companion symptom to the mystery itch.
Wow.
I like how as soon as she sticks her foot out, he instantly recognizes it. Instantly.
Spent a lot of time down there.
I recognize that foot anywhere.
Oh my god, that must be a really distinctive foot with a really distinctive odor.
Oh. Okay, you're going too far now. You crossed the
Maybe,
line.
maybe it's just that particular shade of nail polish.
Oh, probably, yeah.
You do hate Tojimura, Evan?
I'm not going to miss the double drag at all. Like,
Hey,
Double drag.
it's double drag. It's gender drag and race drag.
that's true, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Here's a question.
Race drag.
Why is anyone allowed to just wander down to the jail?
Let's look at the monkeys in their cages.
My favorite part of this scene is the fact that Horn is like hilariously trying to keep from touching anything in his cell.
Yeah.
Like he's got his handkerchief.
Yeah.
At first I thought he was trying to I couldn't remember if she touched the bars and he was like trying to keep her fingerprints there or something. But then I realized no, he just doesn't want to touch the bars.
It's just a clean freak.
Well, he's a snob.
Yeah.
Too.
He compliments Catherine and signs over the mill in Ghostwood, and he still doesn't get his alibi. I felt bad for him.
Did he really not see that coming?
I
He
guess.
should have known, really.
But he's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, so he's pretty desperate.
Anything else there?
I hate feet.
I think most people do, except for the foot
I
fetishists.
just hate them. I wish I had hoops.
Oh, don't say that.
You might get them.
Yeah.
Okay, so next we have...
Donna being an insensitive brat.
Donna is just rude. She wears her sunglasses inside.
And she lights up a cigarette without asking.
And she wears Laura's glasses inside.
Yeah, I know. She's asking for it.
Yeah.
So she can.
She's just trying to put herself in Laura's shoes again, guys. Seriously.
But in front of her father.
Yeah, you don't want to be in Laura's shoes in front of Leland.
In front of LeBob.
In front of Bob, otherwise you'll get those stares that he gave her as he was staring at those sunglasses.
How is she to know?
That's true.
I love how she's dropping off that special tape that they made. I thought
Yeah.
I might want it. Obviously, I don't want it anymore, so somebody's gotta have it.
But Maddie said what an enjoyable experience that was.
Yeah.
Really? Was it?
I think LeBob was making that up.
Yeah.
He watched them make the tape, though, because he came into the room.
Yeah, it's true. He gave her some weird looks. He was staring at her, and that's the point in which, if I were her, I would have left. But she stays around a lot longer. Some more bad things happen to her.
Oh, he did promise lemonade.
That's true.
As soon as she tells him, though, I think about Laura all the time. That's when he almost looks like he just wants to... It's almost like the spark to kill her gets ignited.
Mm-hmm.
He's surprised to know about the secret diary. And he looks worried. Then Maddie's mom calls, and she's worried about Maddie. And I think Donna clues in at that point. Something's wrong.
Then it's time for the old-fashioned dance-off.
Yeah. But first we get Bob in the mirror.
And he sticks a piece of gum in his mouth. And then
I love the way Bob is chewing that gum.
I know, weirdest chewer I've ever seen. Were any of you guys, though, like, kind of cheering for Donna to get out of there?
Yeah. I wanted her to just run. Jump out the window, something.
Yeah.
I was cheering for Bob.
I know who you were cheering for.
Get her! Get her!
Did you guys think he was gonna get her? For real?
No, not yet.
No?
Yeah, he would definitely have been interrupted, and he was, so.
What about you, Evan? Do you remember cheering for Donna at all? Like,
I just remember being creeped out.
Yeah.
My alliance was not anywhere. I was just freaking out.
Yeah.
And also confused as to why the lemonade was the color of apple juice.
I reminded Matt when we were watching the episode that we were kind of yelling at Donna to get out of there!
Yeah.
And Matt was recoiled in horror that he actually ever cheered for Donna to live.
Bob turns on the record player and then lets out an awesome scream.
I love how he's like so happy. Like he looks like he wants to hug himself all over again. Like in ecstasy. He's just like, oh.
I love music. So yeah, they
So
dance. They do a creepy dance, and then she gets a surprise bear hug.
That's when she should definitely run.
That's how long.
No question.
That's how long it took her to get creeped out. Like not when he was staring at her like at those glasses. Not when he was touching her hair from behind her. You know. Oh, here's your lemonade.
That still makes me jump, even after watching it like 3 or 4 times.
When he was touching her hair.
Yeah, that still makes me jump.
There's really good tension in this scene.
Yeah.
It is a good scene.
We laugh. We laugh at the lemonade. But
It is a serious situation despite the lemonade. Yeah, so then my next note is, why did Harry have to show up and save Donna? I hate him more than ever. No, I'm just kidding.
How suspicious is it, though? Harry rolls in, hey, Leland, we need your help. There's been a murder. Another murder. We can't tell you anything. Could you come with us? What do they need him for?
Well, he's a blood relative.
Yeah, but I feel like Leland in his mental state is not the kind of person you want to shock. Maybe sit him down. There's been a murder. Here's the deal. Not, come to the murder scene. I can't tell you anything yet.
But he doesn't know that. He doesn't know he's being tricked.
Well, are they tricking him? Are they consciously trying to trick him right now?
Trying to trick him.
Well, Harry doesn't know what Cooper's up to yet.
Yeah, I don't think there was any trickery here.
Didn't they look at the blood test results at the first of the episode, and nobody found out whose blood test results they were? They said, they found blood on the scene, and it wasn't Maddie's.
I don't know. I was just assuming that Harry didn't know until Cooper whispers into his ear at the police station.
Yeah.
Well, I
pretty sure.
don't think they knew who it was, but I think they knew that it wasn't Ben. It wasn't Ben's blood type. I think that's as far as I gather it, anyways.
Okay, I could see that.
was this part of just rounding up the suspects to take him to the big reveal scene later?
Yeah, it looks like it.
That makes more sense. That.
Yeah.
And just get Leland here discreetly. Because we don't know who exactly the murderer is, but it's one of these people.
Yeah. I wonder what would make them suspect Leland, just because he was acting weird the previous few episodes, or...
Well, he has killed before.
Yeah, it's true, yeah.
But, yeah.
Jacques.
Yeah.
So Donna goes for a walk and meets James.
Douchiest scene ever.
Do you think she deducted a little too quickly that Maddie was murdered, or do you think she was pretty Because I know there's always like these quick deductions in the show.
I thought she somehow knew it like way back when she actually died and she was seen crying in the roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
If she didn't even know it back then, what the hell was she crying about at that time?
Oh, James.
Yeah.
She could feel something, but she didn't know what it was.
I guess.
So it was in the back of her mind the whole time.
She seemed to almost know immediately as soon as Maddie's mother called. She got teary-eyed.
Yeah.
But she didn't know until the sheriff showed up.
Yeah.
And then she put everything together, I guess. But
I just feel like, you know, I do feel Donna comes off a little better in this episode, but James comes to a new low. It's like, I mean, really, we start this off and they're all happy together. There's absolutely no reason for him to make this weird turn of, someone else died, nothing else matters, we can't be together. Why? Because we can be happy and the whole world falls apart. What are you talking about? What's your complaint?
I wrote down that I feel that he doesn't deserve happiness because everyone else isn't happy, basically. I know it's not much of a... I know it doesn't really make sense, but...
If he had something to do with any of this, it's even the fact that he's, I guess, so arrogant and vain to think that this has anything to do with him whatsoever.
True.
It's
our
called being a
fault.
teenager.
It's the a lot of people feel that it's like the helplessness syndrome. Like they always feel like they should have been there, or they could have done this, or what if I did this differently? You know, so maybe he feels that because he didn't decide to leave Donna for Maddie, maybe. I don't know.
This could stem from issues with his mother.
He's got mommy issues.
So where do you think he's going?
Just ride away. Far away.
Like away, like out of the town away?
Just as far as he can go.
I hope so. What's next?
I have a weird question about this scene. How did he find her?
Yeah, no pagers, no cell phones.
It might have been a
Tracking
prearranged
device,
meeting.
right.
I think that's the same spot he met up with Maddie that one time, so maybe they all meet there quite often or something.
Nope, tracking device in the ring. Right there.
That's what it is.
That's why they should
Stalker.
be together all the time.
Yeah, now we can be.
If he's tracking her, he's always kind of there.
Yeah.
Why is he's so intentionally cruel to her? I'm just looking at this on the screen now, and just like the look on his face is so dull and uncaring, and she is broken.
I think that's just him though, Brad.
It is, but I mean, he was such a douchebag for no reason whatsoever.
There's a reason nobody likes James.
Yeah, but I like him less, and I didn't know that was possible.
Oh, it's possible.
Great.
I'm going to avoid additional comment here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Meeting in the roadhouse.
It's a really interesting scene. They just I don't know how Cooper was choosing who got to come to the meeting.
Yeah, why the hell was Ed there?
It was only
He needed help
males.
moving those tables.
So who were the suspects?
Everybody.
I mean, Leo, Ed, Bobby, maybe Ben?
General Briggs, the old waiter.
I mean, were they really on Cooper's list? I feel like Leland is the only person.
I think he needed them there for some sort of spiritual communion, and they needed everyone in order for it to work.
Isn't that, plus a few people, everyone who was banging Laura Palmer, except for James?
And
Why wasn't James there? James should have definitely been there.
In place of Ed.
Yeah.
Because Ed's not in the episode otherwise.
He seems very separate from the whole main plot for most of the series. A lot of
Miss
characters.
Nadine.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Had a couple of episodes now. I want her back.
Yeah.
This is also the scene where I realized how often characters refer to each other by name in this series.
What do you mean?
Like, it's every time.
Yeah.
Like, every time somebody comes in, Cooper,
Remind us.
But it feels perfectly natural.
I don't know. I think up to this episode, I didn't notice, and then I think it was just this scene because people are constantly coming into the room and Cooper is announcing them. But I don't know.
But it's not like he's saying it obviously. It's like,
I don't know.
when you have those really bad stories and they introduce new characters and it's really badly introduced.
I have gone.
They make it so obvious. It's really annoying.
Lyle, my brother that's also a doctor, welcome.
Yeah, exactly. Stop. I think it's just a part of Cooper's character. It's just the way he speaks to people, which is very convenient. Because there's a lot of characters, and you'd have to remember all their names.
It is for the audience, I guess, a bit, but...
I'm just saying that's all I'm going to notice for the rest of the series.
That sucks.
Every character being identified by name upon their entrance.
I like how when Bobby comes in with Leo, he's like, Cooper's like, go over there and be very quiet. And then Bobby proceeds to make as much noise as possible as he wheels Leo over.
Yes.
Also, you should mention what he says there when he wheels it.
No.
Oh, that's somebody's quote. I just wanted to mention how odd it was. What the hell does that mean? Okay, well, maybe we can discuss it later.
We'll discuss it.
Okay, alright.
So the killer is in the room, it says. He needs magic to help solve the case, and...
No, he goes through a list.
Yeah.
And I'll read the list here. Here's the list of things. He's got bureau methodology. Okay, that works. Deductive technique. I think that should fall under bureau methodology, really. But okay, I'll grant him that. Then he's got the Tibetan method, instinct, luck, and magic.
The little thing I like
think-
to call magic.
Yeah. Do you think that's what he relies on most?
Well, I'm not too sure about his bureau methodologies.
That's just showing up and saying that he's with the Bureau.
Exactly.
And that's
Showing his
kind of
ID.
checks that off the list. Yeah. I like how when he says, I have a note here that says, magic, lightning, thunder crash, krakow.
And then he should have been like, see? Ben mocks him, but Albert is supportive.
Is he?
Like I said, I think this is working out very well. I don't think he was being sarcastic, I don't know.
I thought that was the one purely Albert moment.
Oh, really? Maybe it was sarcastic, I'm not sure.
It's so hard to tell with Albert.
Yeah.
Especially lately.
I think it's weird that they let Ben out. They let him out of jail to come to this little soiree, and eventually they're going to take him back. It's just a weird little field trip from jail.
Yeah.
They gave him all the nuts he could eat.
Well,
Between him and Log Lady, a couple episodes ago, I made a note. Nuts are the idle food of scoundrels.
he's got to live at large, though, because,
They gave him the cracker. It's pretty...
he doesn't know when he's going back in jail, so...
So, the old waiter shows up, and he's got some gum. I love how happy the gum makes Bob.
LeBob.
Yeah.
LeBob. See, he loves gum and dance. The gum is the whole clue, it seems.
Yeah. Before this episode, have we seen Bob chew gum ever?
No,
Or is this ridiculously shoehorned in to make that one line pay off?
it may be that. I don't know.
Definitely that.
Do you remember seeing him chew gum, Evan?
I don't think I've seen anybody chew gum until this episode, and then people chew gum like 3 times. So, I guess that's a no.
I think that was the final clue, though, because all the other clues were quite obvious, but that was one to kind of tie the bow on the,
And it triggered the memory of the real killer's identity that he had conveniently forgotten way back in episode 3.
That's what bothers me. I'm gonna be okay if it had been blocked from his memory. I could deal with it being some magical block where Cooper couldn't remember what he was told. But the fact that he just forgot and he's getting reminded of what he forgot.
By gum.
It might have been a magical block, and there was the whole thing with the giant giving him his ring back. Maybe that unlocked the memory. I don't know.
I mean, I'll agree to it for the sake of the metaphor and everything. It works. It's just I feel it's so questionable.
Brad, it's almost as if they never intended to solve this mystery.
Yeah.
almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
The Plamer family needs justice.
LeBob Plamer.
Who was it that distrusted the giant? Both of you? Do you guys still distrust the giant?
I don't trust a giant ever.
He gave his ring back.
Sure.
After stealing it.
After hawking it,
Yeah.
Because he's ready to move on to his next game with Cooper.
he's got his complete trust now.
Coop accuses Ben officially. They pull him out of there. Coop leaves. Flashes thumbs up number 14.
And this is when it should clue into everybody in the room that Leland is definitely the killer, because why would he ever be the lawyer?
Of the man who killed his daughter.
Yeah.
He's not thinking. He's not thinking straight.
Right.
He's
Well, that
just
was
going
like
along-
2 weeks ago.
That was so 2 weeks ago. But I think he's just like he's not thinking. He's just being pulled along for the ride. He's he's thinking, oh, they're not suspecting me. I better do my job.
Exactly. My boy Bob slipped up.
Yeah.
He can be wily, but sometimes not so smart.
Yeah. I know you killed my daughter, but I'm just gonna let you know, Ben. I'm gonna give you a fair shake. They go to the sheriff's station and they trick LeBob and shove him in the cell.
They spring their cunning trap of grab him and push him in.
Yeah.
That's probably like the worst trap I've ever seen.
Hey, it
though.
works.
It could have not worked though.
What? Yeah. What if Bob has like freaky, crazy strength or something?
Like
and
they were lucky that they just had really good timing. Because I could have seen that like go wrong in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what'd you guys think of him freaking out in there?
So awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caitlin, what'd you think?
Yeah.
I was worried for a second that Ben was actually in the cell with him.
Yeah, I would say.
He just monkey pounds Ben to death.
Now he knows he's trapped. Goes crazy. I actually was expecting him to do that once they pushed him in, that he was going to lose it completely. And then he starts talking in riddles again. He's not being like pretending to be Leland anymore, I guess. I'm wondering why. He just didn't try and like keep up the act, and he just like lost it completely.
I don't think Bob is a completely rational being.
He knows he's been found too, and there's no for him to go.
He could still keep up the ruse.
I think he's tired of the LeBob body.
Well, he said he was almost done with him.
Yeah, exactly.
So might as well freak out.
Yeah, might as well let it all out.
I think Ray Wise the rest of this episode does the best acting in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I agree. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Definitely. It's a completely different person. He's barely recognizable at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then they interrogate him. Monkey shouts equals yes for Bob.
It's nice enough to translate that for them.
Yeah. That's a yes.
The monkey shout reminded me of way back when Bobby and Mike were in the jail cell and they were like yelling at James when he got put in as well.
I was hoping somebody would point that out. Yeah, it's true. I wonder if it's related.
Well, they were doing a dog thing, I think, but it's still kind of similar, yeah.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking it was like a who, like an owl.
Oh, really? To me, it sounded like a gibbon monkey.
I'm sorry, that's just really specific.
Well, it's because we used to take life drawing classes, and they taught us specifically what a gibbon monkey sounded like.
Oh, okay. You know things about monkeys.
Yeah.
I do, unfortunately. I don't even like monkeys that much. They scare me. I do like sock monkeys, though.
Those aren't real monkeys.
I know, that's why.
Okay, so Bob knows something happened to Cooper in Pittsburgh. Coop, it's like he got punched when he
That's
mentioned
right.
Pittsburgh.
Guys, I figured it out.
Okay.
Pittsburgh. I know of one other thing that happened around 89 in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And that was the final season of Mr. Belvedere.
You're not allowed to put product placement in there.
Full circle. It takes place in Pittsburgh. It ended in 1989. I'm just guessing the last episode of Mr. Belvedere ends with Cooper somehow. It all ties together.
You can't call for full circle if you're drawing the circle.
Mr. Belvedere.
We'll see.
Bob is sad to leave Leland, and he threatens to make Leland feel a lot of guilt when he goes. And then
That's super creepy.
Yeah, it is super creepy. You watch, yeah.
It's like he's threatening. Yeah, I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna make sure he remembers absolutely everything I did.
Yeah, that's gross. That's really gross.
Bob is pure evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's probably one of the most evil things I've ever seen in fiction. Think of something more evil right now.
And yet he's strange, still compelling. You still kind of...
I still love him.
He's still... Why? Why? Why do we love him?
It's the denim.
It's the hairstyle.
The hair and the denim.
It's the gum gnawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the singing and dancing.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
Why is this turning into a Bob retrospective?
But
Remember when he climbed over the couch?
Yeah, then we get sidetracked with the Lucy Andy Dick scene.
Yay!
Although it kind of has a purpose, but
he's such a dandy, though. With his long cigarette.
yeah,
I don't know what you call those.
a long cigarette.
That's what I call them.
Is it in a holder?
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah.
I think so.
That makes sense.
Such
I love it. I love it. I feel like they're going down to gladiatorial combat.
You know, Lucy explains how this is going to work, and then Dick says, "Whatever you say, Lucy. I mean, it is your baby." And he says it while smoking in front of a pregnant woman.
Yes.
I know the smoking is key to what happens next, but god damn it, Dick.
We're not going to find out who's the father of that baby.
Ever?
Well, the show, if it keeps going day by day, 9 months isn't going to happen.
Hmm.
Please tell me we find out who the father of this baby is.
It'll be a question for Mark Frost. If ever interview him.
I'm not saying it. Maybe we'll find out.
Yeah.
Cooper's gonna. That's what the show's gonna turn into now. Cooper using his magic skills to figure out the father of the baby.
Well, that's all that's left. What's left now?
Maybe the show turns into My Two Dads.
Nice.
Coop is putting together the clues.
Mm-hmm.
All the clues ever. Like the end of a Monk episode.
But some of them don't add up.
Okay.
He says that Leland's hair turned gray. Leland's hair turned white, not gray at all. They made a very clear point of saying it was pure white.
Close enough.
No, not if you're making the link that they said something about gray hair, and the guy doesn't have gray hair. He has white hair. That's not the same thing.
Well, maybe genetically, Leland had to have white hair.
Yeah. So he's just talking about the loss of color.
Yeah.
Maybe Cooper is white-gray colorblind.
Maybe.
Could be.
I like how the first point he was like, and what did Leland do after Laura died? He danced.
It's compulsively. We all laughed and thought it was such a spectacle. Little did we.
Remember when he cried at the same time? That was awesome.
Yeah.
Aw.
Audrey also danced. Compulsively, some might say, in the early part of the first season.
Arrest her.
But her hair didn't turn gray.
Yet.
But she was pointing towards clues, though. So that might be the dancing, where the dancing comes in.
So then Leland and Bob recite the poem again, one more time, including the whole death bag thing. And then the sprinklers go off.
And I don't think he likes water very much.
Yeah, I wrote, the sprinklers go off, and Bob has such an aversion to showers that he has to get out of his body right now. Bob is not a clean guy.
No.
So he bashes his head in the door. There's bits of Leland's head in the door and bits of door in Leland's head.
You guys think of that.
Geeks.
I gave him 10 points for putting hair in there.
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah.
like oozed off the window.
Yeah.
It was kind of graphic.
It was very gruesome, yeah. Very effective, though.
Well, not really. You have to keep bashing for quite a while until you...
He was bashing pretty hard, though.
I know.
He was possessed by a demonic presence.
I guess it's the easiest way to kill yourself in that jail cell, but
It's still not that easy.
no, it's still very tough.
I love this scene, but this may be the record for dying of head trauma. He remains conscious and having conversations,
Yeah.
and then just kind of dies. I don't know. I wouldn't think that he would be that
Well,
cognizant after bashing himself in the head with the metal door for...
I think Bob knew exactly the right amount of trauma inflict upon Leland's head
Do you?
so that he would remember everything.
I don't,
Just everything, and then...
what? Do you think Bob leaving had any hastened his death or had any part of it? I don't know. Maybe.
I think so. I don't think that, he would have been able to survive very long after Bob left him.
Here's where I get into something that's kind of freaking me out, and I'm hoping... Well, I've got a couple of ideas.
Okay.
Alright, it's watching Hawk, as I always do, throughout this whole ordeal with Leland. Like, when they first lock him up in the cell, and Ben's like, is that Leland? Says something about, like, Leland, and Hawk's like, that's not Leland. and he's just staring in at him, like, completely cold.
Mm.
And then, like, later when they're interrogating him, Hawk is, like, the last one to leave the room, and he's, like, staring Leland down. And I was terrified that Bob was going to jump into Hawk.
Oh.
And also, when they get into the room, Cooper says, call an ambulance. Hawk's the one to leave, and as soon as Hawk leaves the room is when Leland comes to his senses.
Uh-oh.
I got scared. But then I'm thinking, because also, Bob kept talking about we and talking about, the spirits like him in plural.
Yeah.
So I assume that there's, I don't know how many, but definitely a few, I would think, especially with all the owls we've seen. So I'm wondering if maybe there's a possibility that Hawk has a spirit inside of him that's maybe not as evil.
Like Mike?
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, Hawk would have to be very in touch with his spiritual self, seeing as,
As he's a stereotype. Yeah.
I'm just worried about Hawk. I'm scared, and I hope he's not evil inside.
So Leland remembers, he starts remembering everything, and he tells us Bob came into him when he was a boy.
I love how you underlined that word.
Yeah.
Which word?
Well, the whole came into him part.
He actually said he came inside me.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Same thing.
And
It's
no,
like
it's
every
worse.
line.
It's
every
worse.
line.
Right, it is worse.
It's
Every line in that speech is like a parentheses after it. Don't laugh. Line, don't laugh. Line, don't laugh.
I take what he said literally. I don't know about you guys.
I take what he said literally, and I think that something weird happened when he did that. That's how he basically
Well, yeah.
got a hold of him.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think.
pretty sure Leland was molested as a child as well. Huh? By
Did you
Bob.
guys have any ideas on that?
Is that how you guys took it?
Well, I am now.
Was
Yeah,
it before? Sorry, we should have asked before.
Well, they
Well, no, I was-
established a pattern with Laura. Like
Yeah,
Laura.
it makes sense.
I don't know that for sure. That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's what we're guessing, but that's
Well,
what.
he did say that he met him in the woods as a boy.
Yeah, he saw him in
And that-
dreams.
Yeah, I guess that does work out.
You still like Bob now?
And Leland was
Go
also referring to plural, and he was like, and they made me killer, and they this and they that. Mike was probably there at that point as well, I think.
How many are there? Oh, also, Bob says something about what does he say? Is it Boston?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, yes.
Shuffle off to Buffalo.
Yeah, what's that mean?
That
Is it just an expression?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Like-
what that's what it said.
I'm just wondering if maybe I don't know. He's gonna go possess someone in Buffalo now and start the killing anew, and we're gonna have to chase these other evil spirits.
Maybe he's going to
Stop.
possess a buffalo, and only Hawk can stop him.
Hawk's father's named Buffalo.
No, Daddy.
Buffalo Hawk.
I'm just thinking of ways for the Hawk stereotype to be worse. He has to go kill the spirit buffalo.
Yeah, he reveals that Bob wanted Laura. I'm pretty sure he means he wanted to possess Laura. Is that what you guys took of it from it?
Yeah, that's what.
Why don't you guys just explain to me what you thought of this?
Yeah, because we're talking way too much. We're
Yeah.
sorry. I apologize.
Well, I think we already knew from the diary and from somewhere else that it wanted to possess Laura.
I was thinking of both those instances as, being possession, because Leland had to grant Bob permission, he's like, to sort of possess him almost, and Laura resisted it, so she wasn't granting him, like, permission to possess her. So, I wasn't thinking about that in any of the ways you guys mentioned.
Okay, so, yeah, again, really great acting by Ray Wise here.
I think it's very touching the way that they're interacting with each other, Cooper and
Yeah.
yeah.
How he's kind of
she's
easing
just
him.
kind of holding him, and they're kind of like Leland's kind of trying to get comfort from Cooper.
Easing him in light.
Yeah.
And it's raining inside.
Mm,
Like that would be you could see that scene being outside in a thunderstorm.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that kind of thing inside.
it works.
Yep.
Can we move on to the next scene?
Yep.
Oh my god.
No, it ends
What?
there.
What is Major Briggs doing?
What do you mean?
Why-
Standing there?
What is he doing just standing there? Where are they, and when is this taking place?
Must be the next day. I don't know where they are.
It is the second scene that Major Briggs just kind of wanders into.
He just always knows where he needs to be. Like, he had to have that little talk with Bobby, and then there's a log lady scene. And
He's a little bit of a mysterious character.
I find this scene, just seeing Major Briggs standing on the path, it just makes me feel like something is going on, and it's making me feel really uneasy.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like the show is, well, I don't really want to say, it's just like almost like it's changing in tone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I saw this scene as sort of a discussion of them trying to just find some sanity or hope or something in like these dark situations and
Yeah.
the weirdness that's going on.
Yeah.
They're still discussing whether or not Leland was insane. They're still not 100% on Bob existing.
Well, I love when Harry's asking, if he's crazy or not. Cooper fires back with, "Is it easier to believe that a man would rape and murder his own daughter?" Yes, it is, because that's happened before. A lot.
It is unthinkable, but it happens, yeah.
It happens a lot more than spirits possessing people.
That we know of.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
That might have been Cooper's point, is that, it doesn't seem like it would happen a lot, but it does.
It's kind of like, what would you rather believe?
Yeah.
What gives you more comfort? What helps you sleep at night?
Yeah.
How about we delude ourselves?
Exactly.
So where's Bob? Where do you guys think Bob went?
In the owl!
Okay, what's the owl gonna do?
I don't know. Find a new host for him.
Eat some bugs?
No, they eat rats and mice.
I think they eat bugs too. Big
Mostly
moths.
mice. Big moths.
I think... yeah. I think Leo is a very good candidate.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I also got to notice that Hawk's not in this little powwow.
Uh-oh.
I really didn't mean to say powwow right then either.
You did, though! You did.
Oh, bad.
Oh. I don't feel so bad about the mystery inch
We're
anymore.
not taking it out. And does Bob see the world in fuchsia tones?
I would be enraged too.
Yeah.
The weird thing about that shot to me is that it's like a weird point of view shot, and then we go to the owl. Because I thought at first that we were seeing things from Bob's point of view. Unless maybe that's the spirit form going to possess an owl.
I think he had a head-on collision with another owl.
Hey man, this is my turf!
It's tough to steer when you're an Evil Dead cam.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that is a very Evil Dead shot.
Yes.
Bonus points. Are you sad to see Leland go? I imagine you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of direction do you think it's gonna head now? Like, what's left to do now?
Stop Bob completely.
Stop all of these wacky spirits.
Cleanse Twin Peaks!
Oh, it's gonna become that kind of show.
You guys are forgetting the biggest mystery of all.
What's that?
Who is that baby's father?
Oh, yeah. That's the rest of the show. Alright, so wanna do our ratings?
I give it a 10 out of 10 ecstatic anticipated dances.
Yeah,
Nice.
he was kind of ecstatic, wasn't he?
He was very ecstatic.
Yes, I'm gonna get to
Yes,
dance
he was
again.
shaking with anticipation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I had to let out that scream.
10 out of 10.
Well, you kind of stole mine. I had 10 out of 10 slow dances with Bob.
Oh,
But-
yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Nice.
Do we have a reason why we gave it a 10 out of 10?
It was just great. I love
That's not a good reason.
there's a lot of Leland and Bob, and that makes it great.
Yeah. Plus, it's like, it kind of ties it all up nicely and leaves mysteries open so that you want to... Well, I guess a lot of people didn't want to keep watching the show, but it made me want to keep watching the show.
I will give it a 9.5 possessed singing motorcycle engines out of 10. Yeah, it was really good. I really liked Ray Wise in this. But I was kind of felt, where's this going to go next? I was kind of just left me hanging there and like, well, what to do.
So I have a question, though, for you guys. Do you want to keep watching the show now that you know who killed Laura Palmer?
Yes, absolutely.
But, I mean, like, I'm just wondering because, like, some people were just like, oh, okay, I'm done with this. I got my fix.
I'm really curious to see where they would go next.
Mm.
But because Twin Peaks is a very interesting town that I would want to continue to like check out.
Definitely.
Did you rate it at all, Evan?
Yeah, and I'm low. I gave it a 9.
Blasphemy!
That's still a very good score.
It's a very good score. Okay, but I took off half a point for Leland dying.
Yeah.
And I took off half a point because it was especially kind of clear. This was the third time I'd seen this episode. It was especially clear, like, how much they were rushing to wrap absolutely everything up.
Yeah.
And that bothered me a little bit, but mainly Leland dying because I like Leland. So I'm only giving it 9 Marzies out of notes.
Nice. I think I would have to go, I think a solid 10 out of 10 massive head wounds.
You know, I was thinking I should say, like, you know, pulpy, fleshy head splatters, but I was like, no, that's probably not appropriate. But thanks, Brad, for going there for me.
Yeah, I'll do it.
It's too soon. I'm going to need at least 2 weeks to get over this.
All right.
Have some respect for the fictional dead.
That's right.
Yeah, but I know my boy Bob's still out there wrecking havoc, and sure, we lost Leland, but
No more LeBron.
no more La Bob. But somewhere there's a denim store out there. There's an owl flying into it right now.
Gotta go shopping.
That's where he goes to recharge after he sheds a vehicle.
Hey, Larry, that owl's roosting in the denim rack again.
Oh.
Let's do quotes. I'll go. I know that gum. I used to chew it when I was a kid. That's my most favorite gum in the world. I love that.
Nice. Oh, I've got the one we have to discuss.
Yes, yes.
Give yourself a raise, Hawk.
What the hell does that mean?
That means Bobby is a fucking asshole.
Hey, Hawk, no one appreciates you.
Well, you know, I'm torn. Like, I agree with the statement, but I don't agree with the manner in which it was said.
Very disrespectful. What's Bobby's beef with Hawk anyway?
Didn't, like, because it looked like Hawk pushed Leo in.
Yeah.
So I guess Hawk went to fetch them. So Hawk did all the work, and now Bobby's like, yeah, give yourself a raise. I'm going to push him now. Do you want to push the wheelchair? Is that fun for you?
Well, it did look like fun. He was like, whee! Right across the room.
Bobby just likes to be obnoxious, even when it doesn't mean anything. Maybe it doesn't mean anything, and you're just like, I gotta say something that makes people hate me.
This is my favorite one. You're on a path. You don't need to know where it leads. Just follow.
Words of wisdom from Hawk.
One is entirely based on the read, and it is Leland saying, I will catch you with my death bag.
Yeah.
And I just read that so weird.
You did?
But the one that really made me laugh was Lucy saying, at first I thought you were the father. Then you said you didn't have any sperms.
She kind of said that like Andy would say it.
They're made for each other, I'm telling
They
you.
are.
Indeed.
Okay, go ahead, Mel.
No, I can't pick between quotes.
Oh, do two.
Oh, but I want to do 4.
Oh, come on.
Okay. I kind of like the Catherine line there. Why, Ben, we've spent our entire adult lives lying to each other. Why spoil it with the truth now?
Yeah, that's their relationship.
And I also like the, wait, I have one more.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So this is, Truman and Cooper talking there. How did you know? Laura told me, in her dream. We're going to need a lot stronger evidence than this. How about a confession?
Yeah, I'm going to mention some stuff that's on our Facebook group that everyone can join if you like to. Well, I posted a couple photos of Kyle MacLachlan from Totally Looks Like.
Amazing.
One of Matthew Perry and one of Topher Grace. I think it's just the hair that makes them look like both of them in those pictures.
It's true.
I also posted a clip from Oklahoma, the Surrey with the Fringe on Top song. If anyone wants to see the original version of the song that Leland was singing. Scott Schneider posted some pictures of the Tweeds Cafe, which was the Double R diner in the pilot in Fire Walk with Me. And he also posted some cute, what would you call that, pop art?
It's just like almost like a little retro-y thing.
It's a little piece of art of Cooper being followed by a little flame, and it says "Fire Walk with Me." It's cute. And Michael Warren posted his YouTube playlist of all of the David Lynch and Twin Peaks related videos from his 35 Years of David Lynch blog. It's a lot of videos in there. All right. So yeah, join our Facebook group if any of that sounds interesting to you. Yeah.
Oh, guys, I've got some breaking update that we didn't mention last week.
Sure.
Lucy's sister. Not only was she in the great films Roadhouse and Fire in the Sky, she was also on 4 episodes of everyone's favorite show, Cop Rock.
Oh.
No!
Nice.
There were 4 episodes of Cop Rock?
I think there were more, weren't they?
No, I refuse to believe it.
I think it went a full season, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay, let's get to some feedback. This is from Eric Diaz. Hey guys, great job in episode 15. Now that the cat is officially out of the bag, I have thoughts I'd like to share with you guys, as well as one interesting and disturbing anecdote regarding this series of episodes from many years back. I know this is long, so my apologies in advance. Also, you might want to possibly save reading any of this on air till after episode 17 is out, which I have done. When the show originally aired, my older brother was in college and was a volunteer counselor. One of the people he was counseling, whose name he didn't tell me of course, was a big Twin Peaks fan, and every week, as a way of breaking the ice before getting down to the nitty-gritty, they would talk about the week's episode. Around the time this set of episodes aired, the truth about Bob was made known. The guy admitted he had stopped watching the show. It was now bringing back too many horrible memories. It was then he revealed to my brother that he had been molested since he was a child, and as a way of coping he created this alternate persona, this bad man who would come into his room at night. He had the bad man and his father literally separate in his mind, until he was a teacher when he finally realized, or admitted to himself, that they were one and the same. This caused years of drug addiction and a host of other issues, including overcompensating by doing as many good deeds as possible. Sound like anyone? By the way, I don't feel like I'm giving away this person's identity by telling this secondhand story, because upon doing a little research, I found this kind of transference is startlingly common among abused children. Sadly, there are many like him. While the show comes down firmly on the side that Bob is a supernatural being, what he represents is all too real. I see Bob as representing the Palmer family denial, their coping mechanism in a way. Laura sees him, Sarah sees him, and so does Maddie. Cooper sees him because he is gifted, but he almost doesn't exist for anyone else but the Palmers. Ronette sees him maybe because at such a heightened moment of the actual murder, maybe he was visible to all. Not sure. I feel this reveal gives Twin Peaks such emotional weight and adds another dimension to the show and what the show is really about in the end, in a very real way. I think this is why people are still talking about and dissecting Twin Peaks 20 years on, and maybe won't as much about something like Lost, because ultimately Lost isn't really about anything deeper in the end, but Twin Peaks was. One more thing. A lot of people have criticized Twin Peaks over the years for making it up as they went along, while some aspects of the show were made up as the series went along, like the famous story of how Frank Silva went from set dresser to playing Bob. I truly believe that Leland was always the killer. In fact, Mark Frost has said in interviews that from day one Leland was always the murderer, and Ray Wise revealed that when he was told by David Lynch that he was the one, Lynch said, "Ray, it was always you." And if you rewatch the series again, it's obvious. Look at how Sarah Palmer reacts in the pilot to the mere fact that her daughter isn't home that morning. She assumes the worst, like she knows on some intuitive level. Not to mention her saying to Leland at the funeral, "Don't ruin this too." To me, these were all early dead giveaways. They later threw in some red herrings to keep me guessing a bit, but deep down I think I always knew it was Leland Palmer, especially after reading The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer. Okay, sorry for the long rant, guys. Oh, and one more thing. Will you guys be watching the movie after episode 17 or wait until the end of the series? I feel like after episode 17 would be a better time, while the Laura Palmer is still fresh in everyone's minds. There aren't too many obvious spoilers in the movie for the series finale unless you've already seen the finale. Only then would you make any sense of them. Besides, I'm much more eager to hear what you guys have to say about Fire Walk with Me than some of the weaker storylines that are coming up. Okay, that's all. Done with my rant. Take care, guys, and continued good luck with the show. Erica Diaz.
Very interesting, Eric.
Yes, yeah.
It's good. That's a good email.
What do you guys think? Would you want to watch the movie now? The movie is
No.
No.
You know what? I don't either.
Okay. Well, it is all just completely Laura Palmer. It has a completely different feel from the series.
To me, the movie is separate from the series,
Okay.
and I think that's I don't know if that's how you guys are gonna take it, but I think that's how you should take it. Just giving you some advice.
Right. What would you say, Evan?
You should wait on the movie. The movie contains a pretty huge spoiler for the end of the series.
Oh yeah, that's true. There is that one scene.
Yeah, so...
Anyways, we should stop talking about
Yeah,
it.
okay. I think we're gonna wait till the end of the series to watch the movie. It just has a different feel. Who wants to read Seamus Kelly? It's
Okay. Hey guys and gals, or gals and guys. Don't know if you've podcasted about this episode or not, but I thought I'd send my thoughts in anyways. This is easily one of my favorite Twin Peaks episodes, and it is all down to Ray Wise. His magnificent performance as Leland possessed by Bob is one of the true highlights of the series. The last 15 minutes or so of this episode literally sends shivers down my spine each time I watch it. If it hasn't been discussed already, I'd love to hear how you all feel about Leland exiting the series. Are you happy to see him go?
No.
Sad?
Yes.
And what about Bob? Is he gone forever?
I love that movie.
Is he gone? Yeah, me too.
Exactly.
Is he gone forever, or will
He's never gone.
or will he return to the mix? Thoughts?
We spoke about that. We think back.
Okay. Anyways, he says, I love the podcast, and I can't wait to hear more. Stay classy, Twin Peaks podcast. Seamus Kelly. Thanks, Seamus. Stay classy. I like that.
Caitlin, do you mind reading Mike's?
Okay. Hello there. After finding a link to the site on IMDb, I found your podcast. I have only listened to one episode so far, but it's quite enjoyable to listen to people watching the show for the first time, especially when it's combined with 2 more people who have already seen the show. The extra bits of trivia are informative and fun. I'll subscribe and keep listening. Smiley face. I am a big fan of the show, and David Lynch in particular, and watch the entire series over every 2 to 3 years, and every time I am still enjoying it. Oh, by the way, some comments about the pilot episode. You guys mentioned the diary of Laura Palmer. As you already found out by now, the diary available for sale is actually the secret diary of Laura Palmer found in Harold's apartment. Also, it is written by Jennifer Lynch, David's daughter, and is pretty much considered canon to the series. However, since the identity of Bob is more or less revealed, it contains numerous spoilers, so steer clear of reading it until that has been revealed.
Oh yeah, so you guys can read that now if you want.
I would still wait till the end of the series.
I guess.
Fine.
Okay. Also, did you guys notice anything weird going on in the background during the final scene where Sarah Palmer looks up from the couch in fright? I will not spoil anything, but I still get goosebumps every time I think about what's happening there.
Bob's in the mirror by accident. And a legend was born.
Anyways, good luck with the show. Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Hope you continue to enjoy.
I know a lot of people are suggesting that we do things like out of order, but I suggest that, like the book, there's still some spoilery aspects.
The Laura one?
Yeah, there's still some things that I think is better that you find out about it after you watch the entire show and after you watch the movie. I think it's just the way I feel about it. I know some people read it. I know it came out, I think, while the show was still going on. Yeah, it did. So some people read it but I think it's probably... I just like for people to watch the show kind of very fresh.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's better that way.
Okay, you want to do Caitlin's spread?
Sure, I'll read Caitlin's.
Damn it! You
did
always
it again.
do that, man.
It's because I'm looking at her name again. Okay, yeah, Claire's.
All right, we got an email from Claire here. Hi, all. Phew, I just got this feedback in by the skin of my teeth. What does that saying mean? Teeth don't have skin. Weird. Anyway, wow, this episode crams a lot in. The opening Reservoir Dogs-esque shot of Coop, Hawk, and Albert is pretty cool. Wait, Harry? What the hell are you doing there? You have to earn your place in the slow-mo walk of badassness. Shame on you. Has there ever been a more beautiful sequence of words than guest starring Miguel Ferrer and Ian Buchanan? Dick and Albert return in the same episode? It's like Claire Christmas. There are a lot of wonky camera angles in this episode. The one in the diner in particular make me giggle. The camera is super low behind Norma's mother and practically on the ceiling behind Norma. I like to imagine the shots are alternately the point of views of the giant and the dwarf, who are looking just off camera. I love Albert's Vision Quest speech. We got an O. James. I say, oh, please.
Yeah, gives her the ring. I forgot about that. But at least that one's well-deserved.
I guess.
It's not like an out-of-the-blue, oh, James.
The flashback to the Red Room sequence is a welcome addition, particularly with the payoff later in the episode. Laura's diary entry indicates that she chose to die. What do you guys think about that? Oh.
Yeah, if your choices are get possessed by Bob eventually or die, I'd say die.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I think Bob's gonna make you do some terrible things, like incest.
Yeah. There's like, from what we can tell, there's like, so far from what we've seen, there's no stopping Bob. Like, he's gonna get you eventually, so.
Right.
He's gonna catch you with his death bag.
Granted, you get to do some singing and dancing, that's a lot of fun. But...
Still, you gotta contend with the death bag.
Yeah.
All the super hits of the 50s can be yours.
Just let Bob in.
Catherine's toes, Shudder, Bob's face in the mirror when he is straightening his tie, finding out about the secret diary from Donna, always makes me laugh, because of the exact same face my cat makes when I stick an orange under her nose. Sorry, kitty. Get rid of that cat. James Hurley, you dick. Granted that I won't be sobbing into my pillow tonight because of your departure, but you picked a crappy time to do it. I never thought I'd say it, but poor Donna. Even if she is smiling when she tells James about Maddie's murder. You hear that, Harry? Even Bobby thinks that Hawk deserves a raise. There is a real sense of suspense and anticipation in the Roadhouse scene. The strobe lighting effect is a great touch. Thumbs up. Leland is going to begin bail proceedings to get Ben out of jail for killing Leland's daughter. Freak out. LeBob finally goes batshit cuckoo round the twist insane. Ray Wise is once again amazing in this episode. Comparing him here to his portrayal of Leland in the pilot shows what a great, awesome actor he is. Dick Tremaine! I've missed you, baby. Were you all surprised at how Leland's life ended? His hint that Bob abused him as a child is horrifying. While we think of Laura as the victim in the show, Leland's story is no less tragic. Cooper guiding him to some kind of redemption as he dies is a beautiful scene. Agreed.
Yeah.
The last scene is an odd addition and slightly jarring, but I understand why it's there, and it brings up some important points. All in all, a great wrap-up of the Leland plot. I would give it 9 out of 10 soggy Coopers. Until next week, same bat time, same bat channel. Claire.
Claire, thanks for getting another one in on time.
Yay.
Before we go, Claire and Mel and I and another person named Tammy have started another podcast similar to this one in the potential cast and all the other intro casts. This one is about Carnival, and it's called the Carnicast, and I don't think it's up on iTunes yet, but if you search for it, I'm sure you can find it.
I listened to the first episode today.
I haven't listened to it yet. Did it turn out okay?
It's great.
Sweet.
You guys were awesome.
Great.
All right, so thanks for coming on with us, Evan. Do you want to plug your podcast?
Sure. It's called This Podcast Contains Spoilers. The format is that I have a guest on and we just talk about one thing. The episode I just posted this week is about comic book movies. The next one may be of interest to listeners of this podcast because it's about Alan Wake.
Yes.
And I have this stupid guest coming on.
Yeah, he's pretty dumb.
It's the worst.
He just can't finish games on time.
Damn it, I'm sorry.
Matt's going to be on the next show.
Yeah.
So if you like listening to Matt and you don't mind listening to me, we're going to do an Alan Wake episode, which will be full of Twin Peaks
references.
I have to say something, Evan.
What?
Yeah.
I really like your voice.
Why? Does it remind you of someone else?
I don't know. Maybe. I just... Aww. There's something about it. I'm just like, aww.
The hell? I don't want to be in your podcast anymore. My wife is crushing on you.
No, it's wonderful. I like it. It makes me want to listen to you more. Maybe I should listen to your podcast.
I'll send
more.
you some episodes.
Yes.
There's a year worth of episodes.
Aww.
And they're half me talking.
So yeah, I love your podcast because it's got a wide variety of topics. You've got like video games, movies, comic books. I
did one book.
Yeah, a novel with science fiction short stories.
We did a Twin Peaks episode. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, and one of my favorite ones is the time travel and media episode. I love time travel stories.
Nice.
Well, thank you, because nobody listened to that.
What?
I don't know what it is. I blame James DeRosa.
Your guess. All right. Okay.
I'm just saying I'm on every episode, and the downloads go up and down, so there's only one variable.
Yes. Okay, we'll see how I fare.
Nice. You can also catch me on the Ramjack podcast. We have a good time. our most recent episode where we talked about the movie The Room, and we continued our rewatch of Mr. Belvedere, which is, of course, tied into Twin Peaks.
Is your Room episode out?
It will be tonight, hopefully.
Sweet.
My Room episode is out.
Yeah, that was one of your topics. I forgot.
Awesome.
I'm sorry I keep talking about my shit.
No, I should have mentioned that. So, thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time on episode 18. See ya. Bye.
Bye.
Oh.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on twitter.com/TwinPeaksCast. Search for the Twin Peaks Podcast group on Facebook, and visit us on twinpeakspodcast.blogspot.com. Email your feedback to twinpeakspodcast@gmail.com.
Here's a tune for you guys. Okay. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.